Hey everybody, my name is Trevor Smith. Welcome to Full Burn. As you can see, we are not in a normal car today. Full Burn, where we interview awesome space and defense founders across the industry. And today I'm with Tom Mueller. Tom, how you doing up front?
I'm good.
All right. Where are we today?
We're on Manhattan Beach Boulevard in Manhattan Beach, heading down. We're just going to drive by the beach. We don't want to go too fast in this car because it's so loud you won't be able to hear us.
Well, we'll do that off camera. I got to experience it.
Yep. Oh yeah, we'll experience it.
All right, so first question. Are you a race car driver with a rocket science problem or a rocket scientist with a racing problem? I can't tell which one you like more.
I would say I'm a rocket scientist with a racing problem.
A racing problem.
Rockets come first. Changing the world with rocketry is the most important thing to me. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So you give the nod to rocket science.
I do. Yeah, I've been a rocket scientist since I was a kid. I just didn't know it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, you grew up in, is it Idaho?
Yeah, northern Idaho. Yeah.
And you told your high school counselor you wanted to be an airplane mechanic.
Yeah. You know, they just, so what are your skills? You go through all that crap, and they're like, okay, you should be like an aircraft mechanic. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. And then I got into high school and took a math class and was really good at math. And that teacher saved me. He said, "Hey Tom, you're really good at math. You're going to be an engineer, right?" I didn't even know what an engineer was.
Yeah.
And he said, "You want to be the guy that fixes the plane or the guy that designs the plane?" So he put me on the path to take my college prep classes and become an engineer.
Wow. And here we are. So normally I provide the fun cars, but today's pretty special. So can you talk to us about what car we are in today?
Yeah, this is a Czinger 21C, the VMAX edition. So it doesn't have the wings. It's not the track version. It's the high speed version. This car in the correct aerodynamic trim will do 253 miles an hour.
253.
253.
Wow. And it's built right here in LA.
And it's built right here in Torrance by Czinger. This is the fourth build. So as far as I know, this is the only LA car still. That may have changed, but last time I talked to them, this was the only LA delivery. So it's pretty cool having the only customer car that's in LA.
So the fourth one delivered, and we were chatting earlier, about 2 years ago I was in your office and I saw a calendar, and it was the Czinger calendar.
Yep.
And I said, "Oh, are you a fan?" And you said, "Actually, very much so. You want to come check out my spec?" And now we're literally riding in the car that you showed me 2 years ago.
Yeah, like I told you, I waited a few years to get this car and got a very early build, so pretty cool.
So, this is an open-ended question and how we kind of kick everything off. Who is Tom Mueller?
Who is Tom Mueller?
Start wherever you want.
Like I said, I was just son of a logging family in Idaho. Found out that I like science, loved rockets. We talked about how the high school teacher put me on the right path, but one thing I had when I was probably in high school, I had this book on the shuttle that had some information on the space shuttle main engine, including the schematic, that crazy schematic of that engine, and I was fascinated by it. And so when I got in college and started taking college, mechanical engineering classes, I really started to understand how that engine operated, how the fluid dynamics and the combustion and everything on that, the turbo machinery worked. And I think that's when I decided I want to be a liquid rocket propellant engineer. Had some job offers in the Pacific Northwest that were not rockets, turned them down. Moved to California to try and get a rocket job. My dad said, "You're crazy." And
my dad told me I was crazy too.
Yeah, I am crazy, so he was right. But I did follow my path, and it seems to have kind of worked out.
Seems that way.
So I should have pointed out, we just drove by Northrop Grumman, which is TRW. I was there for 15 years, where I started my rocket engine development career. I was the head of rocket engine development there when I met Elon in 2002, and we started SpaceX, and I was the first one to sign, so I became employee number one at SpaceX. I worked there for almost 20 years. developed all the propulsion for Falcon 9 and Dragon, and the initial engines for that have changed, the initial Raptor engines for Starship, and then left in 2020 and started Impulse Space.
Tom, I have to interrupt you because I feel like somebody's going to run into us because everyone's looking at this car. Like everybody's looking at this car.
It gets so much attention.
Oh, my gosh.
I have a lot of attention getting cars, but this one...
This is the top?
By far. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. I mean, it looks like the Batmobile, right?
But better. It's like an upgrade. That was my next question, the TRW. So what was the idea or motivation that made you leave that solid career, that comfy job you had at TRW, and jump into a space startup from a guy who founded PayPal? Like, what like went through your brain and was like, oh, this seems like a great idea. Let's do this.
It was a hard decision, and I've talked about it a bit, and it Elon made me a deal where if it didn't work out, I would get some payback. I forget what that deal was. He talked about it, I think, on a tweet.
Oh, really? It was like a guarantee of some kind?
Almost like a guarantee. I said, I have a career here. You don't find out how much your company loves you until you say you're leaving. And all of a sudden, they were giving me salary bonuses, giving me promotions. I'm like, oh, wow.
Where was the love, guys?
All of a sudden, you find out you're standing. So anyway, we went back and forth because I knew it was super high risk, right?
Yeah.
I liked Elon's ideas. I really thought that this was, of all the startups that I'd seen at the time, like Beale Aerospace and RDC and a few others, this seemed like the guy had the right ideas, the capital to actually do it.
And he was doing the homework himself too.
Yeah. Super smart, learning as fast as he could. So it was, after a while, it kind of became a no-brainer. I have to do this, otherwise I just forever kick myself. So I just committed.
Well, I'm guessing you're glad you did it.
I'm very glad I did it.
Anything you would like maybe adjust or change, or you're like just it was what it was and it was awesome?
So the very first thing we did was start sizing our initial rocket, and we actually probably within the first few meetings we sized Falcon 1.
Yeah.
And I would say the mistake that I made, because I'm the one that kind of picked the propellants, was to use RP1, to use kerosene. Kerosene is it's an oil. It's very sooty.
Yeah.
So you constantly have soot problems. You drain the tank and it's still stuck to the walls. So even if you drain for a couple hours overnight, more gallons more drain down into the sump, get into the turbo pump, get into the liquid oxygen side. Anyway, it's a mess. Methane is the right propellant. It's higher performance. It's cheaper. And it goes away when you're done. And it's very clean. It doesn't leave soot. So that was the one thing that I would change going back. That's about the only thing, but
if that's the only thing, that's pretty great.
That's pretty great.
That's pretty great.
Elon at one point said, "What on the upper stage? What are we going to do? Nobody flies a LOX RP upper stage." And I go, "Well, actually, there's a Russian one, but anyway, can we do that?" I'm like. He said, "What about peroxide?" And I said, no peroxide. I was so emphatic about it because we'd done a lot of peroxide work at TRW, and we had a tank just spontaneously detonate, or explode with peroxide. I was like, no, peroxide is so difficult, so dangerous. So he never asked again about it. He knew I was so emphatic about it.
He took your word for that one.
He took my word on that one,
So let's get Impulse. What is Impulse and why did you start the company? Because, I assume you could probably just continue racing cars for the rest of your life if you wanted to, but you didn't have to start Impulse. So what is it and why did you start it?
The last 6 years I was at SpaceX, I was working mostly on Starship. In fact, I'm the one that initially sized. Elon tasked me with what would it take. What vehicle would we need to take 100 tons of cargo to Mars for the lowest cost? Started out with a liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen engine and stage, which is that's the engine that I designed working with my guys, and sized it. And he's like, okay, great. What would it take to get it back? So I looked at making propellant on Mars, and that's when I found out for every pound of hydrogen you make on Mars, you can get 8 pounds of methane for free, the Sabatier cycle. And I said, and so I did. I looked at the power and the cost of propellant on Earth. I said, wow, if we use methane instead of hydrogen, that'll cut our propellant costs in half and our energy costs on Mars in half. So we switched to methane at that point. I think I'm not answering your
Well,
question.
just like, what's the goal with Impulse and why did it get started?
So anyway, I worked on. I'm a huge fan of Starship. I think it's super important to our future, and I'm like, it's going to be flying many times a day at some point, taking 100 tons to orbit, and there's going to be a lot of cargo now that needs to be moved around in space. And I said, I need to be ready for that. What I need to do is a company that is the SpaceX of in space, providing an affordable, reliable, easy to book way to move things around in space. So that was the whole premise of the company, is to do space mobility, to get to go anywhere above LEO. Starship is really optimized for LEO. You have to, it can do way more than that with refueling, but without refueling, it's a LEO vehicle. And
SpaceX gets you to LEO, Impulse takes you everywhere after that.
Yeah, so you've cut the price up by a factor, by orders of magnitude of getting to LEO. Now we need to really cut the price and offer way more ways to get to GEO, to the moon, to Mars, to the outer planets. So
that was at least my next question. What are the plans with Impulse and Mars?
Here, you want to hear this thing?
Oh yeah, let's, yes, turn it on.
Hold on.
Oh my God!
Oh boy, we were doing like 70 like in 2 seconds.
Oh my God!
This car is 1,200 horsepower, and it's very lightweight, so it's insane. So that would like go to jail speed right there, and we're in Manhattan Beach.
God, that is insane.
All right, I'm gonna take it off that crazy.
Yeah,
you had to see the crazy mode.
I have. I've been in fast cars. I think that just topped it. Holy cow.
This is one of the fastest cars in the world by every measure. So it's radical. Now we're back at 300 horsepower in electric mode. So
my God.
Much quieter, much saner, less likely to go to jail.
For the audience, you have no idea. I was not faking that. That was amazing. Holy cow.
And it makes a nice growl too, doesn't it?
Oh, beautiful.
This thing revs to 11,000 RPM.
11,000. It's a V8?
The highest revving of any car I've ever owned. And just getting on the on-ramps to the freeway with moderate throttle, like it revs to like 8 grand. It just screams.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
So Impulse and Martian plans. What's going on with Mars?
Mars. So we had the very first thing we signed was a deal with Relativity to do a Mars lander, and we did some work on that. We got the prototype, which is sitting there in our shop, but then they had a change of plans, so it was kind of put on hold. Hopefully we're going to pick it up again. But we're working with NASA now a lot on Mars stuff earlier. Now the focus, of course, is on the moon, so it's really kind of focused on the moon. So we're ready to do both, like either or both. We're all about anywhere you want to go in space, including down to the surfaces of the planets and moons, we want to provide.
So what is the craziest or most memorable thing that's happened to you since starting Impulse or SpaceX? Besides driving this car.
Not too many crazy things have happened at Impulse, luckily. I think we've been pretty, so much craziness that happened at SpaceX. Books have been written about it.
You got one quick story you can talk that you're allowed to talk about?
Sure. One that I don't think was told too much is like we were doing turbopump testing in Texas, and we had a hose break on the fuel side, so we had kerosene all over the deck, and then we had the pump break and dump liquid oxygen, and it all ran off to the deck and into a sump with a sump pump, and we were seeing that on the camera, and Tim, the VP of the test site, said, we need to go out and shut off that sump pump, because if it starts pumping liquid oxygen and liquid kerosene, it's going to detonate. So Eddie, our lead technician, and I ran out there to see, And I said, it's not up to where it's going to turn on the pump yet. I said, Eddie, do you think you can turn it off? He said, yeah. He ran over there and unplugged it. So that was pretty crazy. It's like,
wow. So you saved it. It didn't blow up.
we saved it. I don't know if it would have blown up, but it might have. But Eddie was brave enough to, and I was foolish enough to go out there and say, let's save the test site.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That was kind of a crazy story.
So, what drives you to keep pushing the boundaries in such a high stakes, company and industry?
This is fun. This is
Just pure fun.
this is cool. This is I want to do this. I think SpaceX definitely has changed history. Has certainly changed the space industry, and I want to continue to do that.
Yeah.
Here, let me turn on the AC. It's kind of hot in here, huh?
It's warming up back here, but also I'm just excited. I don't even care. This is incredible. All right, so you're buddies with my pal Jeff Thornburg, who was on episode 1 of the show.
Yeah.
I want to know, when you go to sleep at night and when Jeff goes to sleep at night, who dreams more about rocket engines?
I do.
You do. All right.
I do. You know how I fall asleep at night? I think about the rocket engine designs I'm working
Rocket
on.
engine white noise.
Oh, yeah.
You got a little white noise
And
rocket.
I don't know. It's comforting to me to think about. It just takes my mind away from everything else, from all the problems. Like, oh, how are we going to do that engine? And I think about it a little bit, and then I nod off.
It puts you to sleep. I'll have to ask Jeff, because he and I are both on Transporter 16 this weekend. So
Awesome!
I'll see him and I'll ask him. Let's see. What's the best advice you could give for a year zero founder or someone looking to start a company in the space industry?
Well, first of all, I would say be in the space industry. I believe the space industry is going to be about the fastest growing industry. You'd say AI is the fastest growing industry, but now AI and space are pretty much merging.
They're merging.
Yeah. So space is happening. It's so exciting right now. There's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
This is like the internet in the mid 90s, right? We don't even know what we're going to do in space, especially when Starship starts flying often. Hopefully Elon's correct. It's going to be flying every hour here in a few years.
Wow. Every hour. That's wow.
Yeah. So it's going to totally transform space. Like I often say this, and I really believe it. The true space age is starting now.
It's the Wild West.
Yeah, this is the space age, like where you're doing where a major portion of your economy is space. Like right now, the world's space economy is like a single-digit % of the world economy. I believe it's going to be 2-digit pretty soon, and possibly a major. If you believe in a Star Trek world, which I kind of do, like when I was a kid, that was like my dream.
Yeah.
If you're going to believe then space will be bigger than everything else. It's literally infinite.
Well, Elon famously said it's the largest and last industry.
Yeah.
Which I think is true.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Especially with AI enabling us to do more and more. Robotics are going to open up how we can build mega structures, how we can use the materials on the moon and on asteroids to offload resource crush on Earth. That's something I've been preaching since I've started. Well, actually, even before I started Impulse, I talked a lot about how compute needs to move to space because, after 30 years of 15% per year growth, the total amount of power generated by the world right now would go to compute. At some point, it just crushes our environment. Right. The amount of energy you have to make. You obviously have to move to space. If you look at, the Kardashev scale, you have to. And the thing is, I didn't know when that was going to happen. Someday, maybe 10, 20 years from now. It's happening now already.
It's happening now.
It's just accelerated. Elon's already talking about mass drivers on the moon, which is the next step. Once you start building,
you don't need rockets
mega
anymore.
Structures. Yeah.
So you probably didn't have any crazy investor stories for Impulse because you're well known at this point, but anything crazy to land an investor in the early days of SpaceX?
I was not involved too much in the investor side. I was in Texas, head down, developing the engine. Yeah. So I didn't have too much to do with investors, and that was something I really learned, at Impulse. But certainly, us flying finally flying Falcon 1 is when a bunch of investors, Valor, Founders Fund, DFJ, I don't know what order, I don't remember, but they all jumped in and
Yeah.
and started,
Was that when,
And
like,
who could imagine it's going to be an almost $2 trillion company? It's
oh my God.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. What was it like, that story where you had just enough money to get that fourth Falcon 9 attempt, and the fourth one had to work or the company was going under?
Oh,
What was that day like?
it was just, we have to make this work. And then, of course, famously, that rocket crushed like a beer can in the plane ride over to Kwajalein. So, we thought we were done, but we were able to, we didn't give up. We have to fix this rocket. We can't ship it back. We have to fix it at Kwajalein. It's all in the book, but we live that, right? We live that. I had my lead engineer calling me and saying, hey, we have to take the engine off to get into the tank, but we don't have the engine stand. He says, so we're gonna set the engine on wood blocks and not on the stand, which is a little bit risky. And he said, I'm gonna make sure it's good. Are you good with that? And I'm saying, absolutely. Just make sure we don't break a line or crush something, or we're just off-roading, like doing crazy stuff to make this work as fast as possible to save the company. It was all hands on deck.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just mentioned we're on Transport 16 this weekend. My parents flew in town because it's our very first launch. So
Man, that's so exciting.
I don't think you're a real space company until you cross the Kármán line. So my question, your dad was a logger.
Yeah.
What was he there for your first time to cross the Kármán, and what was that like?
He was not there in California, but he was super excited about SpaceX, our achievements. And every time I would see him, he would just quiz me, right, of course, about what's going on, about the company, about the engines. Him being very mechanically inclined, had logging trucks, had tractors, had logging equipment, was very interested in the technology and the equipment that we had. So always talking about that. But then he got Alzheimer's and got very sick and passed away in 2016. So he didn't see the ultimate success of the company. He saw the early wins.
But he saw you get to space. Or heard of it.
He saw us get to space.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really excited because it's been 8 years in the making, and we're gonna cross into space this weekend.
It is so exciting on your first mission. It's like the nervousness. Are you going to be up at Vandenberg for that?
Yes, we actually got a special invite. We're going to be on base.
And to see you, I'm sure you've seen a Falcon 9 before, but for those that haven't, go see one. They're amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it at Vandenberg. I've only been to the Cape.
Yeah. Is that a return to launch site?
I believe so.
Oh, it's amazing because there, it flies straight south and you're on the north side looking at. So when it comes back in, you're looking right up the tailpipes as it's coming in. It looks like when it starts the entry burn or the landing burn, it looks like a thumb's pointed right at you. It is really cool.
I cannot wait. Yeah. We flew like most of our team out. We're all very excited.
Yeah.
So you ready to enter what I call the conspiracy corner part of the podcast?
Oh boy, here we go.
And remember, we can edit anything out if we need to. Do you know anyone that has had any? Oh, my camera fell. I got it. There we go. Do you know anybody that has had direct sightings or stories with aliens, or do you currently have a probe in your body right now?
No, I don't, and no, I don't. But one of the goals of my company is to go find alien life. In Europa, on Callisto, on Mars. This is a huge question that needs to be answered, and we're here to help answer that question.
That's awesome. What is the near-term space technology that will make everybody's life better?
That will make everybody's life better?
Yeah. Like data centers in space?
Data centers will definitely improve AI compute, which can either make our lives better or exterminate us. So that's a
one way or another.
Depends on your P doom, right? Your probability of doom. So mine's pretty low. I would say I have a P doom of 10% or something. So I'm looking for a good outcome. But
so you get 90% chance AI is going to be good for us.
It's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen, but something's going to happen. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's is there anything about the space industry that scares you as we develop new technologies?
The thing that would scare me probably the most about it is just that we're putting so much mass in orbit now in low Earth orbit and intermediate orbit that and you know, basically we're going to start building mega structures.
Yeah.
And that's got to be controlled. If you ever have that get away from you, you have Kessler syndrome, and that's very difficult, if not impossible, to get back from, right? So, that's the one thing that's kind of scary. Other than that, I think what we're doing in space is really cool and absolutely needed.
Well, not to plug my own product, but we should talk about space armor.
Okay.
On another time.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. It's a debris shield. Actually, Jeff is our first customer. Portal Space is putting it up on Transporter 18.
Awesome.
First radome ever built for space.
Oh, cool. And it protects from like micrometeorites?
All untrackable debris.
Right.
And resistant to directed energy.
Which is a huge problem in space.
The micrometeorites.
Yeah. You saw, you know, a few years ago, the mirrors on JWST got hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite tinfoil hat conspiracy theories?
Do I? About space or just in general?
Ideally space, but in general is fine too.
You know, no, I don't. I think, what do I have that might be considered a well, I think some people might think it's a conspiracy theory that we landed on the moon.
That was my next question.
And
did we land on the moon?
I had this somebody when I was at the Hill and Valley. Before that, I gave a talk, and I had two guys ask me, "Hey, did we really land on the moon?" And I reminded him. I said, "You know what the best proof of it is?" I said, "Russia, China, India, and Japan have all imaged our sites on the moon, our landing sites, and provided those pictures. Why would they're in on it too? Why would they do that?"
Yeah, that's actually.
If that doesn't answer it, then forget about it. Then it doesn't. The person you're talking to, what's the old saying? It's like playing chess with a pigeon, and they knock all over the pieces and shit all over the board and act like they won.
I actually got to meet Charlie Duke, one of the 4 living moonwalkers. So
I was on the Antarctic cruise ship with him for 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
Had dinner with him.
He's such a nice guy.
Him and his wife are the nicest people you've ever seen, and they also were at the Galapagos one we just did last summer. And here he is, 90-some years old, him and his wife going out with us on the Zodiacs to go snorkeling.
Oh, wow.
I go, that's how you live to be 90, is you just keep doing.
Hey, I bought him a beer at midnight in the hotel. So
he's such a cool dude. Just a hero, you know.
So speaking of the moon, when will we have a permanent human presence on the moon and Mars?
Sooner than we thought we would a week ago.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Do you have a guess for lunar and Martian?
A base.
What's the over/under?
Man, I'd say 10 years to really get 5 years to start setting it up, to 10 years to have it where it's usable.
So
how long did it take to build a space station? It's way harder than that.
20.
But I mean, we're advancing technology so much faster.
So fast, yeah.
We're going to provide, and others are going to provide, way better transportation than we've had. I think robotics is going to play really importantly. It's just to try and build something on the moon with humans and spacesuits is prohibitively complex and expensive. I think it's really going to require a lot of smart robotics, which are advancing so fast with AI. So I think it's within sight.
Right.
Yeah, finally within sight.
So 5 years to get something, 10 years for permanence.
In fact, to take that story another step, 10 years ago when Elon was really pushing Starship for Mars, and I read Superintelligence by Ben Bostrom about the AI, I said, Elon, why are we in such a big hurry? Why don't we wait for the AI to help us? It's so much easier. Yeah. And he said, actually, we need to hurry because I'm worried about the AI. That's probably our most extreme existential risk. So
that's a statement.
That was a statement. He read Superintelligence too. We both did. It kind of scared us both. That's why we both became sort of AI doomers.
Oh, jeez.
A little bit.
Cautious.
Cautious. Yeah.
Cautious.
Yeah.
What technology from sci-fi would you like to see pulled from the future to today?
Something I'm working on, I think super important, is using the resources of space, doing in situ manufacturing on the moon, using the asteroids, eventually bringing asteroids back from the asteroid belt or building megastructures out there. Just really having a true space age.
Yeah. So in situ, using resources from the moon and asteroids,
Yep.
and really building out that industrial base
Yep.
of the space economy.
Yep.
So, what facet of human psychology would you remove for human space travel without cryogenics? Like if you didn't have cryo, what facet of human psychology would you remove?
Would you remove?
Yeah.
You would have to remove, I don't know. That's a crazy question.
Jeff said boredom. Remove boredom, so because you can't just go to sleep the whole time.
Yeah, you'd have to have something to keep you occupied, right? Like
Some kind of work to do or entertainment.
like a racing simulator would not do it. Like
Yeah, it's a lot of racing simulators.
they're fun, but if you could have the real car, but you're in space, you're not going to be actually racing. I don't know. Yeah, there'd have to be some kind of mind rewiring or mind numbing or
Yeah.
an implant or something that removes your boredom and go crazy.
You keep teeing up my next questions. This is perfect. So, speaking of mind implants, will we be able to transfer our consciousness to a humanoid robot to live forever? And if so, would you do it?
All right, so this goes back to my theorem. I'm sure it's not my theorem, but I'm going to call it my theorem because I thought of it myself. I always make an example. If you went back 200 years ago and told somebody someday you're going to be able to walk around with this device on your hand, you talk to anybody in the world or fly through the sky to go anywhere in the world, they go, you're insane.
You're crazy.
So my theorem is if it needs to be done and it's physically possible per first principles, it will eventually be done once the technology is developed.
Yeah.
Is that possible to do that? I think it might be. So therefore, yes, we're going to be able to transfer our minds into a robot and go live on Mars or do whatever.
And experience the solar system through robotic, virtual reality.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now you have something that can truly go into turn off cryo sleep and go to the next star for
Oh yeah.
tens of thousands of years, and then turn on and enjoy exploring a whole new system.
But if your body was aging, right? So your body was falling apart, but you could transfer your consciousness to a robot and live forever, would you do it?
Why wouldn't you?
That's a great answer. Why wouldn't you? I mean, you gotta love life.
If you love life, you would do it.
So I grew up racing motocross. I hear you like dirt bikes.
I do.
Yeah. You told Ashley Vance you wanted to ride a dirt bike on the moon. How big of a jump do you think you can do on the moon on a dirt bike?
Oh man, 6 times as far.
So 600
All right,
feet.
we're going back for power mode here.
There we go.
Hold on.
Holy shit.
Insane. This thing will run up a bill of speed that the brakes can't pay. You got to be careful.
This is wild.
These cars are going so fast that you'll underpredict how much braking distance you need.
I'm holding the camera back here.
Just like that, you added 30 miles an hour. Like
Wow.
just a shot of acceleration.
This car is incredible.
And it burns gas like mad. It's got, it's a twin turbo V8 making 900 horsepower, and it's only got a 10-gallon tank.
So we're gonna have to refuel before we get back to the office.
It's still showing full because it was full when we started. But if we went on a longer ride, we wouldn't pass up any gas stations. We've been in electric mode the whole time, so it actually does really well in that mode. But that right there was probably at least a quart of gas.
It's miles per gallon, Tom.
Yes.
I learned that a long time ago. What's the biggest jump you've done on a dirt bike?
When I was younger, like that, when I first moved down here, one of my best friends said, let's go out to the desert and ride some friends' dirt bikes. So I got dirt bikes within the first year I lived here, and I rode in Idaho, so I was really into it. So I've been riding for 40 years. But back in those early days, we used to just like to jump. We would go to the tracks and jump.
Yeah.
So I've done actually doubles, but I've done big tabletops, like probably 60, 70 foot tabletops.
Oh, nice.
And crashed on 60 or 70. I've broken 5 bones on dirt bikes, so I've paid my dues for the craziness.
We should go ride together, man. We should go ride.
You ride?
Oh God, yeah. I've been racing. I've been on a bike since I was 6.
Yeah, you race motocross?
Yeah. I've got a KTM 450 SXF.
I just got a brand new KTM 500 EXC.
Oh, all right. I'm bringing my bike out here.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go ride.
I raced the Mammoth Mountain Motocross back in 2008.
Did you really?
Went off. There's that jump. You jump off the top of the hill.
Yeah.
The balcony, and two bikes had crashed ahead of me. I landed on those bikes, went over the bars, broke a rib, got back up. Those 2 guys were out of the race. I got back up, started my bike, and
finished the race.
And finished the race.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got to ride. I've done 150 feet. Long.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way long. Yeah.
So this is a great question. We're kind of wrapping up here. How fast have you been in a ground vehicle?
180.1 per the data on my Corvette race car at Daytona, at the Daytona Classic 24.
So 181 miles an hour?
180.1. So 180.
180.1.
On the highway, I shouldn't say this is like very illegal. In my Turbo S, out in the desert at 6 a.m. on the way to a race, I did 178.
170.
And I was still accelerating. That car would do 200 easily, but then I could see cars coming up, so I hit the brakes and slowed way down.
180 is for me in a car. I hit 180 in a car, but
in
200 on
what
a bike. I had a Nissan GTR.
Oh yeah.
I have a tuned up GTR. It was a lot of fun.
So I just bought a Porsche 962. It was the last car driven by Derek Bell, the last 962 driven by Derek Bell.
Yeah.
An 88 with a lot of like 780 horsepower. That car has been raced at Le Mans and in vintage races just recently,
Sweet.
and it does 210 twice on the Mulsanne straight.
On a vintage car.
And hits over 200 3 times per lap.
Wow.
And I'm going to race that hopefully at Le Mans here in the next few years. So.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So blank check. What vehicle are you buying?
Blank check.
Blank check.
Ferrari 250 GTO.
There you go. And what are those running? 40 or 50 million?
They've sold as high as 70 million.
70 million.
It's really hard to get a beat on what they're going for, right?
That's a good blank check car.
Yes.
Jeez. Any future guest recommendations that would enjoy a moving podcast studio like this?
Sure. If you can get Eric Schmidt at Relativity, he's a car guy.
Oh, is he? Okay.
I could certainly put a word in. Eric Palich at Freeform, good friend of mine. Also, was the RE for MVAC. Worked closely with him at SpaceX for over a decade.
So, last question. Would you be interested in doing a special full burn track day with some fellow space enthusiasts?
Of course.
So Thornburg and Commander Chris Hadfield want to do this.
Yeah.
What margin would you give yourself as arguably probably the fastest driver? Who's going to be the second fastest? You know, right? Like, you're going to be 10% faster or 20% faster than the rest of us?
It depends a lot on the car, of course. No matter how good of a driver you are, if somebody's got one of these and you're in an RS, you're going to get your ass kicked. So,
well,
in even cars, I would say I would have an edge over
most anybody.
Over most of you guys, because I'm pretty fast.
Yeah, well, I looked up some of your old racing videos. We'll put those.
I used to be on the podium all the time. I'm kind of out of practice now, but I've won a few. Yeah,
I think
POC Porsche Owners Club is a pretty hardcore race club.
Yeah.
A lot of pro racers came out of there. Patrick Long, the most famous American Porsche driver, started in POC Porsche Owners Club. So it's got some real pedigree in that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun if we put together a space day to do a track event.
Let's do it.
We're gonna. I know Jeff's in. I know Commander Hatfield will come in. It'll be fun.
At Buttonwillow or Big Willow or
wherever it makes sense.
I like Buttonwillow better, but Big Willow's fine.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Not Chuck Wallett's too far.
Well, Tom, I have to say, this is an incredible car trip, interview, all the things.
This was fun.
I mean, I parked a Lamborghini inside Gravitic Space Station. This tops that day. This is such a treat. This is an incredible car. But yeah, excited for Impulse, and thanks for coming on the show, man.
Oh, you're welcome. This is great.
And for driving me around. Thanks. I didn't have to do any driving.
You bet. Anytime, Trevor.
All right. Thanks for watching Full Burn, everybody.